Hey there guys, DJ Connor here, and a starter DJ challenged me to see if I can make a starter light setup for mobile DJs under $50, and I accepted that challenge, but I'm not doing one, I'm doing three. You know, $50, you're not going to be able to get a lot of lights for that price, especially ones that are under that price and trying to combine them all together. But here's what we have. We have this, I think, 5-inch mirror ball I got for $5. Pretty cheap, but it works. I have a small Paralight, well not Paralight, pin spot, and this sells for about $19 on Amazon. Links will be in the description for all this stuff, by the way. I believe this is red or white, it's one of the two. You can get them in a bunch of different colors for the same price, I know that. We also have a water effect light, link in the description for the review on this, by the way. This is by Leeton. Very nice, has a remote with it. But yeah, all this stuff together here, it actually isn't as bad as you would think, just by looking at the table. We've used this before, so that's why it doesn't come this way, trust me. We're just hard on our stuff. But nice products here, and when you put them all together, this adds up to about $45, so you still have $5 to spare on a small photography stand or whatever. They can put a PVC pipe on and make yourself some mounts that are like Velcro or zip ties or something. It'd work just fine. Now we're moving on to setup 2. What we have here is just a small strobe light from TSSS. It's a weird name, but we get a lot of lights from them, so you'll hear their name throughout the video a lot. There's their logo. This sells for about $24. You just have a couple controls at the top, speed control, sound mode on and off. Pretty simple, but it is a nice light. You have this $20 Kenta, kind of cheap. It's not bad if you're starting off, but I would definitely replace this in the future. Have your standard plug, auto and sound switch, you have your microphone, you have your power in, and this thing does have a fuse for being 20 bucks. I know, it's amazing. And this does have a speed controller, so this is nice. Handle's half decent. Option 3 is probably the best option if you're going to use fog in the future. You have the same mini Kenta that you've seen in option 2, not really going to explain it, it's $16, along with two $16 lasers. Now we have two of the same ones, but they're both in different colors. Normally this would come with a blue handle, but we just took one off another laser that was broken, because the one that we got was bent, but that's besides the point. You got your lens here, you got your microphone, you got your little screws. You don't need much to hold these lights on because of how light they are. You got a fan, you got your strobe controller, you got your switch for strobe on and off, you got your music on and off, and then you got your motor controller. So with extra money you have, you can go to just about any garage sale that you can find and find one of these old, cheap photography stands. Then you can just go to your local hardware store, get a small piece of PVC pipe, and you can make your own little truss out of it, your little T-bar. Now try to make sure that it actually locks in place, because one of the other ones that we have actually doesn't, and it just slips, but this one does. But yeah. Here's what setup number 1 looks like on a T-bar. Here you have the water effect, and here you have the mirror ball. Pretty simple setup, you just have 2 clamps, and that's all you really need. Here we just have that. If you want to come over here real quick and show how we have that set up, it's just clamped underneath there, and then that's just hanging using where the screw would go through, and that's just holding on with pressure. But it's pretty simple, you can adjust the light to however you like with it, and it's pretty simple to do wire management with this small of a setup while getting a pretty good effect at the same time. Okay, so here's setup 1 on my wall. It's a pretty large section. As you can see, You got your mirror ball. With this small of a budget, you can't really, well, we couldn't afford to put in a motor. Fortunately, they are pretty expensive, so all you have to do is just take that, spin it a little bit. You should be good for 2 minutes. The remote does go pretty far away. I'm about 6 feet away, but I'm sure it can go a lot farther. You can change the colors, so I can do red. I can also do a green, blue, yellow, cyan, and a pink. There's also music, so if I were to like clap, it would obviously pick that up. I can do a strobe effect, like that, and I can also do an auto, which just fade through the colors. There's also speed 1, which is really slow, speed 2, which isn't that bad, and this speed 3 is really fast with this light, so I don't even know why they put that on there, because there's speed 3, and it just looks a little much. So I'd say if you were to get this light, use either speed 1 or speed 2. This is option 2. Fairly simple like the other one. You have your strobe light, you have your sunflower, like spinning flashing light, whatever you want to call it, and then you have your Kenta. And I know you shouldn't really wire this up this way, it's just because I'm using a zip tie for this, because the mounting holes are too small for the bolts that go in these, so it doesn't really fit through that. So we just had to zip tie. Same thing with the strobe, but if you do run in those cases, all you have to do really is just drill them out. It's not that hard. We've done that plenty times before with other lights, so it takes about 2 minutes. Not really losing anything. But yeah, let's show you what it looks like on the wall itself. Unfortunately, none of these lights have remotes. But I'm sure you can find, I'm sure there's some out there, but obviously the price would go up and then it would not be in your budget, but, well, this budget. But as you can see, you have the lights from the Kenta, the whole wall is being washed with the strobe light, and if you look down here on the floor, sorry about the other lights that we have down here, you can see that there's lines going all the way around onto our ceiling, showing those little dots that are going around, and that is sound activated. So they'll go back and forth. And I will tell you, these lights here are extremely bright. So if you're looking for brightness, I would say option 2 so far is probably the best way to go. Here's option 3. Here you can see the 2 lasers that we have, one of each color, which of course you can get both of them and each color, whichever one you prefer. We have the small $16 Kenta. Each one of these lights actually costs $16, so it's pretty nice. We are now going to show them how they all work. Here's option 3. Of course, you can see on the wall, we have both the lasers shining, spread out a little bit, and of course you have the Kenta going over the entire area just because of the wide lens it has. If you're into lasers and you love the look of lasers in fog, this is definitely the option for you. You've seen what we did for $50. Next week you can see what we did for $100. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you disliked the video, hit that dislike button. Subscribe and hit that post notification button. Let's turn on that post notification. Don't even bother stopping. You can I'm so bad at this. What is this, like shot 90? We can make like a 2-hour long blooper video. We should actually do that.